guys, welcome back to another one. We have another Boss shot shell here, and I did just film the War Chief video if you guys missed that. It turns out, I found out after making that video that the website says that they will no longer be using bismuth in their shot shells, and that they have a new material. I think it said new material, I could have misinterpreted that they're confident that their competitors will be using 2 years from now. I thought that was pretty funny. I love the overconfidency, and I hope it works out for them too, because that does sound pretty cool. Hopefully they can come up with something that is even better than bismuth. Anyways, what we have here is part of their legacy line. I'm not sure if they changed their name because they're no longer offering bismuth, or will be no longer offering bismuth. To be honest, I haven't kept up with Boss shot shells too much, so I'm not sure if was the name or not, but you guys let me know. Anyways, this is a 3-inch 12 gauge, number 2 copper plated bismuth, obviously non-toxic, 1.5 ounces, and the advertised muzzle velocity was 1350 FPS, fold crimp, and these do have pretty good looking folds, I will say. And this has the Shadat CX2000 hot primer, as noted by the copper washed battery cup and primer. 16mm zinc plated steel head on it, not brass plated this time. Anyways, it sucks what's going on with the world right now, and probably will continue to go on, but maybe we will see something that's better than bismuth. Hopefully it's a little cheaper too. I do like how Boss has a bag that their shells come in, or a box of 20. That's pretty cool, but I do like the bag. That is really nice. Anyway, let's crack this open and see how they put it together. So I want to start with the wad in this one because it's a bit of a mystery. I actually am not familiar with this wad. I don't know what it is, and I did look at a few different sites, and I could not find a wad that exactly matches this one, although it is really close to the BP 1220. It is not that wad. The cushion section is a little bit different than it. So if you guys know what wad this is, leave it in the comments. The only marking in here I could find was a number 25. There it is. It's upside down, but yeah. Just a number 25, no brand at all. And I'm probably just overlooking it. It was probably on one of those websites I looked at, but I just didn't see it. But I mean, as far as it goes, it's basically just your standard lead shot wad. Has relatively thin pedals, 1.1 ounce shot cup, straight wall obviously, and a 1/2 inch tall cushion section. This is meant for 1.1 ounces, 1.25 ounces, maybe even 1 3/8 ounces, depending on dust. And by dust, you know what I mean. Of course, that's all for 2 3/4. This could obviously do probably 2 1/4 and 3.5, 12 gauge. Anyways, fairly basic wad here, nothing too special, just your average lead shot wad, but let's move on to the shot now. Okay, so this has 1.44 ounces, it's actually 1.45. I did find this one sitting right on top of the shell when I opened it, focus, and that is a shattered bismuth pellet. Yep, a little deformed there, that's okay, yeah. But still, it is lighter than the advertised 1.5. Now, that is again just due to the manufacturing high volume shells. I could open up another one of these. It could have 1.47. It could be 1.51. Yes, I've seen that big of a variance in off-the-shelf lead target shells. It can vary quite a bit. And the the Boss War Chief shells I just did a breakdown video on a few minutes ago had over the advertised 1.25 ounces. Not by much, but it was over 1.25 ounces. So can't knock them for that. Some shells you get over advertised payload, some you may get a little bit lighter, just like pretty much every brand. Except for Winchester, I don't recall ever, never mind. Here's a better view of the pellets. The one center left that is split open, that is the one I just squeezed with the pliers. Again, this is some pretty hard bismuth, probably some pretty high antimony or maybe even some tin content in there. It also made that characteristic shatter creak sound, so yeah, this is definitely bismuth. If you look at the center, The pellet right above the center, you'll notice that one has a tumorous growth hanging off of it, for lack of a better term. And you'll notice that quite a few of these are egg-shaped and oval, kind of flattened out a little bit. That's okay. Just like with the War Chief, I'll explain this once again. Bismuth shot is more geared towards waterfowl, and for waterfowl, you don't need a ridiculously tight turkey-style pattern. You're just looking for a good, even spread. And by the way, this isn't the entire payload. The other half of it's still inside that wad right there. This is just a sampling size of some of it, just to get you a rough idea of how round the shot is. Now, again, just like with the previous video, bismuth shot is very hard to get it well round and even. It's just not the nature of the material. And again, it doesn't matter so much if it's nice and round. You're looking for a little bit wider, more even spread than a really tight turkey style pattern. And for a charge in this one, 30.4 is probably 30.5 or maybe even 31. As you can see, there are a few flakes still stuck down in there that I cannot get out. And well, going off my knowledge of this stuff back here, which this does look like, I'm not saying it is, it probably isn't, but that charge with 1.5 ounces does get 1350 FPS. So could it be that? Maybe. And the hull in this one, it is just a Shadot hull, as standard gets. Many manufacturers use Shadot hulls, and Boss included. I believe they even state somewhere on the website that this is a Shadot hull. I know Kent does. It is stamped Boss though, and that is the CX2000 hot primer, again as noted by the copper washed battery cup and primer. And guys, this one had no buffer. As you can see, that was just bare bismuth pellets, no buffer at all, but copper plated, which I think Boss actually has a patent on. So this shell, even though it's 3-inch and presumably costs a little more than the War Chief, this is a simpler shell. It's just dust, shot, wad, crimp, no buffer, nothing fancy at all, just a plain lead shot wad. The War Chief had a in-house manufactured wad by Boss. This is probably, if I had to guess, a European made wad. I'm not sure. It could be a Ballistic Products wad for all I know, that's made here in the USA. Again, I don't know. But still, I'd say it's a pretty effective assembly here. Just like with the War Chief, I've mentioned that so many times in this video. What choke constrictions would you guys recommend we shoot these out of? Because we will do a range video on these. And we haven't shot a lot of bismuth, but, you know, some. You guys that are more experienced in that, let us know what constrictions work out best for you with this shell, and we'll give it a go. And again, we have a Mossberg 835 and a standard bore 12, multiple of them actually. But yeah, just let us know what's worked out best for you and we'll give it a shot. And here it is put back together. Crimp looks really nice. Combination of a Lelodol Rabacitor. Didn't use a BN2 on this one. I tried this thing right here out. It's just a cone, a steel cone for lack of a better term, that's supposed to put a taper on the edge of the hull. All it really did in, well, my case here, was kind of made the pellets bulge out the plastic a little bit. Because those pellets are not inside of a wad, that's what happens. Large pellets like that tend to bulge the plastic out. So I'll just hit this with the BN2 off camera. But yeah, there it is. Crimp looks pretty nice as is though. Anyways, again, we have 4 of these. Just let us know what constrictions worked out best for you guys and we will give them a go. But other than that, you guys take it easy. We'll see you in the next one.